Yo, what's up, Sauce Squad? It's J Sauce back with another video. And today, boys, today is playoffs week one, or playoffs round one. And unfortunately, I got the short end of the stick. I did move up to number one seed after last week, but my boy Samuel Sturgeon, if you watched the video, you saw just how much just how close our game was. He's an incredible battler, and I know that the 5-4 record doesn't really represent how he's lost. He's had a lot of bad luck games, uh, but it's whatever. He's still in playoffs, but we've been talking about how I want this to be finals, and instead it's round one. It's whatever, right? Now, I don't know if you're familiar with their team, or with his team. I don't know if you watched week, what was that, 6? But that's been like a month ago, so I doubt you remember it. He has Garchomp, Clef, Slowking, Thunderous, Therian, Rotom Heat, Sneasler, Arctivish, Tinkaton, Grotle, Runigris, and Dunsparce. So, if you do remember and you watched this last video, actually made some changes to his team. Instead of, I don't even know what he had before, but instead of that, it's Grotle, Runigris, and Dunsparce. And so we're looking at my team, and these new additions do kind of play a role into why. I was thinking about Runigris a little bit, uh, thinking about Grotle a little bit too, just because he's the GOAT. But I noticed that Clef 6-0's my team if it's got Magic Guard. Can't Toxic it, can't Spike it, can't do anything about it. But it's whatever. Instead of trying to fix it, I decided I want to out offense him. Now, we played last time. I beat him with predominantly Salamence and Iron Bundle. I expect to see a lot of prep for Bundle and for Salamence and Jolteon, and basically the same ones I brought last time. But instead, I'm doing something different. I'm bringing Trick Room, man. No, I know I hate Trick Room. I freaking hate it. I know I've not brought it all season, but I just I really did that. I really think he's not going to prep for it. I just really think he's going to overlook it, and I think it's going to be. I think it's going to. I mean, he's watched all my games. He's seen me never click Trick Room once. I just don't think he's going to be ready. I think so. Surprise factor is going to give me a good buff. Um, so Screamtail, Trick Room, Wish Pass, and D-Gleam. Same set as last time, except for T-Wave, basically. And it's got 21 speed IVs to outspeed Tinkaton outside of Trick Room, I believe. Yes, outside of Trick Room. It also outspeeds Rotom outside of Trick Room, I believe. Or maybe it's inside Trick Room. No, it's outside because Tinkaton's got a higher speed. Basically, this thing is just there to freaking get a Trick Room up and get a Wish or a Baton Pass off. It's probably never clicking Dazzling Gleam. It's just here to support my other mons. Now, Screamtail's an amazing Trick Room setter, right? Amazing Baton Passer. I decided to bring two. I could not decide on what set to bring this. I originally had Focus Sash on Burden, but instead I went with Wakan Berry with enough speed to outspeed. What would this be? Sneasler? No, it's Scarf Thundy, I believe. At +2, I outspeed Scarf Thundy and can get Trick Room off then die or explode. And basically the only moves you need to know in this is Trick Room Explode. The other two are there in case I can get some longevity, so I can actually set up more than once with this thing. Now, max HP, enough Spadef. I don't know how much it is. I just dumped the rest of it there. because he's got two electric types I'm scared of. Like, really scared of, actually. And so I brought a ton of prep for them. My next mod is the Grim Reaper. Yeah, he's here. He is here. Um, I will say the slide is wrong. It's headlong rush instead of high horsepower. Now you might be thinking, why do you have two ground moves? Well, Earthquake was originally supposed to be Stone Edge, but it's whatever because this thing only needs to click Facade. Max HP, max attack, 8 defense, negative speed. Uh, so outspeed Slowking, uh, outspeed Slowking in Trick Room, and kills with a Facade. And all you need to know is this motherfucker is going to break shit. No safe switch-ins. It's just this thing's just meant to break everything. Chip stuff down, get it low. Because my next mod's actually my sweeper. It's Tapu Bulu with a life form. Max HP, max attack, same EVs and IVs as Ursaluna. I believe I don't know what this gets on there. Believe it can speed creep Clef in Trick Room, which is good. With grassy terrain, one hammer, literally nothing could switch in except for Rotom. Thundy, I don't care that's a quadresist, takes like 60, or it may be more than that, but I think it was like 60. And Garchomp, O-Code. And then I have Stone Edge for said Rotom Heat, what high horsepower for Tinkaton, and potential Terra Steel Thundurus. And I also have Megahorn because Terra Grass Thundurus is a huge deal against my team. And also Grodel, I can unironically see maybe coming, and it hits that. So yeah, that's the late game sweeper. I just brought next. I have the Chip Savant. Basically, it's just there to chip mons down, and then it's so said Ursaluna and Tapu Bulu can just win late game. That's the hope. And I mean, as you can see, Flame Orb, Quick Feet. It's a fast mod trick room. You just gotta have those. At least in ladder. I don't know about draft. I figured it'd be nice. Um, outspeeds Scarf Thundy. Outspeeds. I believe that's what it is. I sped corrupted. Out creep Scarf Thundy. As you can see, my Terra type is electric, and it was supposed to be rock because it can hit Thundurus and Rotom. Now, you could make the argument that should be ice or water, or something that can hit um, his ground types. But that's why I have Weather Ball, because I know Chill Reception's coming, and I figure I'd get more mileage out of this. Yeah, and then Volt Switch because it's one of the best moves of the game. Thunderbolt for consistent electric stab. And finally, we have the defensive pivot, Jiggy Poo the Salamence, which is honestly might be becoming the MVP of the season. Now we got HDB this time because rocks are a problem. Spikes, well, spikes doesn't matter unless I Terra. And speaking of, I went Terra Steel instead of Terra Poison. It's actually for I don't know. It's no, I would say no reason at all, but I think it was so I can win 1v1 against Slowbro and win force a 50-50 on Sneasler. Because if he clicks Acrobatics, I'm Terra Steel. I Terra Steel that turn. He gets goobed. But yeah, this thing is mainly there just to eat hits, roost, and then do some good damage. Again, just chip stuff for the late game. And Here's the playoff match. As you can see, he brought a weird six, something I was not expecting. No Chomp, no Rotom. which is huge, but he brings Rudiger's, which is kind of a problem for me, especially without Terra Ice. Terra Ice would have been very good here. But yeah, um, decide to lead Jolteon because I see one ground type. If he switches it in, oh well, wasn't really scared about it. I just want to Volt Switch on out. Um, so yeah, let's just get into it. I lead Jolteon as planned. Sneasler's faster than me, or it should. What? Oh, I hit forward. Sneasler's faster than me, or at least it should be. So I switch out because I know I'm not max speed, and he's worried about me being max speed and clicking Volt Switch. So he goes out into his Volt Absorb mod as I go Thunderous. I think I was trying to bait Terra Ice here, not gonna lie. I also did not know if he'd think I was Volt Absorb and not go for it because I have two immunities. But yeah, it's just eh, you know? I mean, he Volt Switches, it's whatever. But I get my plus one boost in speed. I just Volt Switch out and go into my Drifblim because I didn't know what I wanted to do. Use Moon Blast here. I believe I set up the Trick Room as he is faster than me. And I actually don't use my berry, so I just explode here because I'm slower and can take the hit. Now, there's only three turns of Trick Rooms, but the bear's coming in. I Earthquake, and then I actually thought I'd get the boost the first turn because I've not played Trick Room. I don't know how exactly it works. I didn't mock this week because Sam and I want to be honorable and not mock or not get outside help. But here's the play of the game. I click Ice Punch. It kills off a crit. And, I mean, that mattered because he's max, I believe. And it only would have done 60 on a max roll. And then Body Press does a fairly good amount. It just gets chipped. I'd probably be at like 25. I go sneeze. He goes Sneasler, which I was confused. But I saw one turn of Trick Room left. I figured this dirty dog was clicking Fake Out. I definitely wanted to get my guts back, but he clicks Close Combat. So in my mind, was just like, is he Sugarberry? I didn't know what he was, or if he was just sacking this. But it goes to this. I double out on a. I expected him to go Slow Bro, or Slow King, or even something like Thunderous. So I go into my Scream Tail, and the bitch is getting set up again. He can soft boil all he wants. He can soft boil all he wants. And I baton pass out of there, go back into my Ursula because it has zero switch-ins now, and I click Facade as he sacks one. Arctivish, bye. He turns out he sash. Okay, that is probably pretty obvious. I get down to one though, and then I just go into my Salamence because I can kill it. Didn't want to risk Tapu Bulu. Didn't want to show that his life orb as well. He goes Slowking, paralyzes me. That's whatever. It's fine. Chewy's out. Into Clef. Same thing happens. I go into Tapu Bulu because this thing can't really do much against me. And I click Woodhammer. 100% dead. I take 50 from recoil, just messed up. But I get it. Now he goes Thunderous. And here's I'm torn. I see four Terras coming to this match. I see Terra Steel and Grass, the most likely. I can see Water, and I can see Flying. Now, all my moves can hit that. All of my moves can hit those types, but I have to make a prediction whether what I'm gonna do or not. Now, if he stays regular or goes Steel, I still do a shit ton. But if I predict right, he's dead. So I have this little debate. And eventually, I tell myself, I'm not losing off over predicting. I'm clicking Woodhammer because that shit chips everything down, and then I have a cleanup from Jolteon. I have a cleanup from Jolteon. I'm not going to. The only way I see myself losing if I over predict. So I click Woodhammer. He's a fighting type for presumably Ursaluna for Chiyu and for Bundle, which makes sense. I click Woodhammer, not over predicting it. He's dead. And yeah, I'm at 20 off two moves, but he goes Sneasler first. So I just high horsepower to not do, because well, I guess it's 95% accuracy, but I get health back. And then I just one hammer this to death. BULU claims 4, but dies, so I only win 3-0. But man, that was a nail biter. Literally, I was so stressed during it and beforehand, it was hard to do anything without thinking about it. I know Sam's an incredible battler, and I really am sorry for the Ice Punch crit. I feel awful. I don't even know if he's watched this all the way to the end or not. Um, but I, j- I really am sorry. Like that sucks because it was your Earthling check. I get it. I get it. But now we move on to round two of playoffs, the semifinals, where I play the Cherry Grove Chickaritas and Coach Petroskowitz. This is a rematch of Week 5. And yeah, that'll be all. I just want to thank everyone for watching and supporting me this season. And I will see you guys in the next one. I actually have a video coming out Wednesday, PEL Week 1, so stay tuned for that. Thank you so much for your support, and I'll see you soon. Bye.